Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working.
Doop 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 doop. Mm-hmm. Doop doop doop.
Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working. Have a great show. Testing your speakers on StreamYard.
Doop doop.
Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working. Have a great show. Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Testing your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working.
Oh shoot, did we get rugged? Did we get rugged? Hope we didn't get rugged. Reconnect. Oh, we got rugged. Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 246. What's really hilarious is we just got rugged on Twitter, so we're going to be restarting that real quick, derugged. And so we're starting that space right now. And we hope that we'll set this in tune just as we are doing this. Yeah, that's how we're doing this. So once again, hello. Welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 246. We are coming to you live. We got rugged. So now we gotta come to unrugged. And that's what we're sort of doing here today. We have an amazing episode where we are going to sort of go over some LP pools, how to get into a V2 and V3. We're going to have someone amazing coming and joining us shortly as soon as they're able to join the space and be part of the conversation because they are a Degen of the utmost degree. The amazing person as well. Come join the new space. New space. Got rugged. So that is
epic proportions
where we are, and we have Eskimo coming up and joining us. Eskimo, how are you doing tonight? Testing. Ooh, let's see. Approve. Let's see if that'll lets you up. Hello. welcome. GM. Eskimo, it's amazing to have you up. And so as we have our broadcast tonight, we are going to be covering. We're going to cover a few little bit of everything's, and we're going to first sort of go over LP pools. We're going to cover over some stuff that we noticed last night in Zen. What's really great about the Zen community is that we were working our way through ZenPub, and we saw a discrepancy in the code, not anything malicious, just literally it was a difference between a plus symbol and a comma in linear numbers of collecting on-chain data. It was adding too soon, so found that visual bug, reported it, had a quick little meeting to showcase it, and they're like, oh yeah, and they fixed it right away. And so cool update to ZenPub. So real big shout out there. Really grateful for that team that's building, because it's literally just analytics, for those in the Zen community, that there's no use case, no turn case other than providing analytics, and as we sometimes say, builders got to build. We've been having a little bit of fun this week playing the LimeWire game. If you guys don't know about that, we will showcase that, and we'll have a little bit of fun. Let's see here. Where is challenges? We completed the game. We shared it on Twitter. Once you complete a challenge, your bonus points will be added to the score. Every new game you play. Yeah. Eskimo, how are you doing? I am. I miss the days of LimeWire, and so was having a little fun with that. But we're going to hop into doing a quick overview of LP pools. I know this was important to you to cover a little bit, and so we were going to set up tonight to cover up V2, which are 50-50 splits, and V3 concentrated liquidity pools as well. So as always, we know, we go to our friends in crime over there at Stella Swap on Moonbeam. And one of the really funny things that we've seen, this past week, or actually just today, really, is how crazy Moonbeam has been with on-chain activity. I know you sort of seen that as well, haven't you? Eskimo. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. So,
and if we are using
one of
it,
the things that
if we are using it
hindered
for
in it.
purpose, if this is the purpose of them, transaction,
Yeah.
they're not fast enough.
Yeah. Do you think?
So, do you feel that
would
that's
be the
one of the
big hinder
things
on
that,
it?
that might be a hinder
Is slowing
in
things
it?
down is the fact that there is, as I like to say,
Do you think that that will be the big hinder on it? Is slowing things down? Is the fact that there is, as I like to say.
Well, I think like if you think about like credit cards, like first of all, it seems like everything's instantaneous, but really there's probably some kind of a relay that gives them like,
so it's one of
this
those
person
things
has
too
enough
where we
credit,
see
they can handle,
the
like you can
scalability
handle
issue
this
brought up
transaction.
over and over
But
again.
settlement
Where,
happens later on.
we don't really
but we
know.
don't see that at point of sale. There's
probably
I think I'm having a double mute.
Okay. So it's one of those.
There we go. Got rid of the double mute issue. I was trying to be cool and play sound so those that are listening in via YouTube and Twitch and Discord and LinkedIn, to sort of hear your side of the take as well. So we'll just have to leave it for that they'll be able to see that way. But one of the big things that we wanted to sort of see was let's see here. Let's try this. Check in there. There we go. All destinations. We got that hello stuff working. So we do want to shout out to those that are joining us via Twitch. Thank you. We see you. But so as we're going today, we're going to go over V2 and pools. And I know this has been a big thing for you as well. So you have a good basic understanding of liquidity pools, right, Eskimo? Yeah. So basically, an LP pool, a liquidity pool, is two pairs or one pair actually. So one token and another token paired together that are traded against each other to either create value for one token or to create value in a daisy chain. Because what you could do is you could have token A paired to token B, and then you could have token B paired to token C, and so you could cross value that as well in a way. If that creates value for token B or token A, and then token B now has value, that creates value for token C. So you can see some weird trade pieces along those lines. And so there's the really easy 50-50 split. You put in half of one side and half of another, and you can be traded against that. One of the pools that I really like within Stella Swap is their USDC pool. So it's Wormhole USD versus Axelar USDC. So you're trading $1 for $1 because we're sometimes worried about impermanent loss. But some protocols only take, some people bridge over Axelar dollars or Wormhole dollars, and they want to go onto Axelar. And so without that reduces a friction for them there. Having that Wormhole dollar or that Axelar dollar from the get-go takes off a little bit of the transaction friction and makes it a little bit easier for them to bridge money across chains. So you might be coming from one location and needing to go to another. So rather than having some loss, we have a pool of USDC versus USDC. So you're trading $1 for $1. And then this pool, you're actually earning 22%. So if you put in $100, so $50 on one side and $50 on the other, you're making not only are you're making 22% on the as an APR, you're making some trading fees and rewards as well, as the pool's incentivized. So because you're providing liquidity for people to trade on, you're getting incentivized to provide that liquidity. So that's one of the really easy pools for people to start in, so they don't have to worry about impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is when you go too far on one side, you'll have too much of one token. So if you have a price range and it goes out of it, you'll just run out of token, and that pushes that off. So we'll jump into that in a second. But Eskimo, anything you want to talk on that you really want to touch on before we dive into this? Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You need to step away a little bit. You did. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 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 And I know for me, writing down a plan, especially when it comes to security, um, it helps see the flow, but it also allows you to see where there might be choke points, um, or where you might have some hindrance with day-to-day stuff, because we like to be active. That's sort of where, like, especially in Zen really promotes participation. So that's sort of one of those things to where um, you want to be active in it, you know. So um, we're we that was a wise person that told you that, you know. So we did a little bit of a degen stuff today. So we created an LP pool of 2 tokens paired, and then we took that, and then when you put in 2 pairs, you get an LP token. And we then took that LP token and paired it against another token, knowing that other people might have those LP tokens, and if they want to sell them, there's some value for them there. That was one of the degen things we did a little bit today, to just scoop up a little action. So that's some fun stuff. Like I was talking about, daisy chains, assets paired to assets, or assets owning assets, can be sort of a little bit of a fun thing. So yeah, that's sort of what we got going on. So we have a position in Glimmer and Moonbeam Zen. That is one that we have. But we're going to go see what we have here that we can just sort of do a quick showcase for. And we want to showcase Zap as well. We have some Wrap Glimmer. We have some Frax. We have some Akala. We have some Phala. We have some Moonbeam, DB, Zen. We got some Glimmer, and we're gonna go. Let's go. So from here, we're gonna go see what we have in our V2 farms. So version 2 farms that are Glimmer based. And so we see this Glimmer dot has been retired. Glimmer and Well is still good at 61% paying out. Not a whole lot of Stella, but still incentivized with Moonwell. Moonwell actually partnered with Optimism and Coinbase. So Coinbase might be coming to Moonbeam soon as well. Might be a little interesting tidbit of information there. Optimism directly to Moonbeam, which enters them into the Polkadot ecosystem. Weird. I like those things. So, we're going to look at this real quick. So we have what's called a Zap. Do you understand what a Zap is, Eskimo? So a Zap is when you have one token, you can go and do the 50-50 split of it, automatically. Or you can go see what pairings it might have to then provide liquidity in that, to then it will automatically zap it into 50-50 for you. So that's one of those really easy things to help people out a little bit. So we're going to be looking for the Glimmer Well pool within the Zap, since we have Glimmer as our token. So Glimmer Well. Let's see here. Where is it? I don't see it. Frax, Interlay. Oh, it is not on the list. So it looks like we're going to have to do this manually. Fun. All right. So no Zap on that tonight, but we'll do the Zap. We'll do a quick Zap with one of our other tokens here. So one of the other pools that we always like is our Glimmer Stella. So we're going to put 10 Glimmer, and it will automatically split it 50-50. So it will put 5 Glimmer on one side and 5 Stella worth of Glimmer on the other. And so that way we have a good little trading. It will make a trading pair for the LP token for us without us having to do that. And so that's what a Zap sort of does. It easily converts a single asset straight into an LP token. And then you can go and stake the LP token in a farm to start earning extra incentives. So not only do you have faith in a pair, but you have so much faith in it, you're willing to stake it and earn incentives for that. So it's one of the really cool things about LP pools is you can find incentivized LP pools that sort of help push you along into some bonus territory. And we'll showcase Beefy in a moment. So as you can see, we just approved the transaction. Now we got to do the Zap. And that's one of the things about Moonbeam is it is a 15 to 30 second block size. So it does take a little second to get this done. And so, yeah, I'm an aggressive gas man. We've been seeing having to see really aggressive gas today. I've actually had to do 2 reverted transaction, with locked pending transactions, where I had to go, I know you had sort of the same issue, but I had to go do the same thing, and push through on the same knots to push other transactions through. So that's sort of one of the things today that, you know, has sort of been hard a little bit. Let's see here. Do-do-do-do. Do-do. Mm. So while this is going on, what have you seen in the market today? Yeah. Yeah. No, it is not. It's one of those things to where, you know, we see regulation through penalty, not through actual regulation. The press release and the P. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. To do those. Yeah.
in good faith with them.
Yeah.
And so I think that they're caught actually a little flat-footed because they don't know how to deal with an.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I think that that's one of those things that sort of sets people off because they're not sure, how quickly news gets out now. One of the aspects of blockchain is transparency. And so news spreads like wildfire. It allows people to make instantaneous decisions, not always the best ones, but it gives people that choice, to pull their money out. Someone does something wrong or, something that they don't agree with. They now know, and they can make that choice where if, in the regular banking industry, if that was clear as day as it is in the crypto industry, how many people would keep their money at a bank where they know that the bank helped fund child prostitution rings and is still an active bank, Yep. Yep. So they caught us this time, basically, fines. So, yeah. Mm. Yeah. That is the way it is. Yeah. So next, man, I want to talk more on this. We're going to talk more on this, but I want to continue into LP pools since we're halfway through. Are you okay with that? Definitely. I'm going to do that. So after you zap, as you can see, we already have the LP tokens down here, the SLPs, giving us a balance. So we can go directly over to the farm. And since we made a Stella Glimmer pool, we can see right here how much we have, 10 tokens worth, and we can deposit that in, and we'll approve that pool. Yes, it's not a lot that we're making there. We're making 6.2% because Stella Swap wants us to move over to their V3 liquidity pools, and we're going to go over to those in a second. And that's where you already have both tokens, not something zapped out or zapped together. You're coming in with both tokens individually because you might be coming in a little lopsided. So while that sets to approve, we're going to go do another trade real quick of Glimmer. We're going to go see what farm looks really good right now on Pulsar. And what has some of the highest USDC Glimmer has some really good rewards at 102% right now APR. So who does not like 102% plus incentives? So I don't know. That sounds pretty good to me. Does that sound good to you? All right. So we're gonna just go in real quick, and real cheap. You know, we're gonna make that aggressive for that trade, so it happens fast, a little faster. What I love about Moonbeam is transactions at most, you know, even at aggressive cost, the gas costs about a penny, you know. So we're trading Glimmer to USDC, and then we're going to go back over to this pool where we were starting our V2 farm. And so the Stella Glimmer, we now have that approved, so we can now stake it in that pool. And so we'll start earning 6%. Plus, there's 1,000 Stella distributed to your percentage of the pool each day. So if you have a larger percentage, you get a larger piece of that incentivized reward for having it. So if you had, let's say, 10% of the pool, as you can see, the total value is $116,000. So 10%, you know, is roughly 11,000. So if you had $11,000 in this pool, you'd be making 6.2% a year, as well as your share of 1,000 Stella a day, plus trading fees. So you can sort of really work to incentivize some cool stuff within that. Now we're going to go back over to Pulsar V3. So that is a quick and easy, dirty way of showing V2 liquidity. Now we have two sides of a pair, and we are providing that liquidity so people can trade. And so we're making income a few different ways. Trading fees, where our percentage of the pool of the percentage of the fee that's taken. We're making any incentivized rewards, as well as the APR. So some really cool stuff there to sort of help incentivize providing liquidity for people to trade on actively, because that's what we want with a liquidity pair. We want active traders from both sides, because then both prices will go up at the same time that we'll get more and more fees. So it's sort of a really cool, easy way to make passive income. With liquidity, with concentrated liquidity, aka V3, you get to sort of choose the trading range. I like to take a more narrow approach, usually about that 5% to 10%, you know, so that I might need to readjust a little bit. But as you can see, that between my Stella or Glimmer USDC, 36 cents, is the Glimmer price. We're going to bump this up to 40 cents, and we're going to bring this down to 32 cents, because we want to leave a little bit of room for movement. We're going to bring that back up because we want a tighter pool, and with a narrow range, it gives us a better APR as well. So we are going in here. We have to approve our USDC. We're going to get that done very aggressively. And as you can see here, the token ratio is 58.4% Glimmer and 41.6% USDC. So that means that there's more Glimmer in the pool than USDC. And so we're going to work to keep that balance going a little bit, so that very narrow trading ranges can happen, so people get better price per their token. And we'll see what that pulls out. So as you can see right here, if we put in our max USDC, it puts in 22 Glimmer for the 58% side. And so we are, and that's a 33 cent to 40 cent maximum. We're going to open that up because we think that we're going to take that position. We are going to go move aggressive. And we're going to go for that confirmation, depositing into the concentrated liquidity pool. One of the really cool things about V3 concentrated liquidity is it gives us a NFT of our position rather than LP tokens, because those tokens are literally just sitting in a pool together and not paired out as an LP token. Bless you. So as you can see, we got a NFT for our position of 33 cents to 40 cents is our range for Glimmer. And we're going to farm that now. So we are going to approve that position. And what farming does is, we take our stake, we believe in it, and so we're going to stake that position. And so we're going to make even more fees. That's one of the really cool things. We're going to earn incentives, and we're going to collect fees from both sides of the trade. So we're going to earn some USDC, and we're going to earn some Glimmer. And then because it's incentivized with Stella and Glimmer, we're going to earn some extra Glimmer, and we're going to earn some Stella. Based on how much you deposit, you'll earn more in those fees. I have some friends that make $1,000 a day providing liquidity because they're providing that base for people to trade on. So really interesting to see, really fun to see people work to make that extra little money, and just so people know, the tighter your range is, the more leveraged you are in that position, I guess you could say, because you're only going to make money if there's trades going on in that range. You get a higher APR. So you don't always if you go off of the what the pool suggests, you might not always get that APR that is suggested. But if you make it a nice and narrow range that you can price action follow, you can pay attention to it. You have that opportunity to really make some money, which is really nice. So, Eskimo, what has been your day with Zen today? Yeah. So do you think that too many people are not looking at the long-term play? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think that will be a good confirmation that, by seeing a lot of action that way, we'll see some things happening that, people will be able to um, do a little bit, see that long-term play, especially as more information is built out and education is people learn more about like X1. We'll see a lot more long-term plays. I think that's what one of the things is going on right now is there are a lot of long-term plays going on, and just people aren't used to that. So like we're seeing a lot of people that are they weren't expecting this price action this quickly, I think, and so they were prepared for that long play. That's yeah. Yep. We see that here and there a lot. So we always sort of worry about that a little bit. Are we going to be someone else's like exit liquidity? Um, you know, what's going to go on there? You know, so uh, yep, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things. It's one of those things to where people, want to hold on to it because you never know. We used to give Bitcoin away for free. We used to give Dogecoin away for free in large quantities, insane amounts. I talk about it all the time. There was a gaming conference, gaming conference, and the rewards 5 through 6 were 100 Bitcoin for participation. What would you do with 100 Bitcoin back then? One guy spent 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's interesting to see, especially with the little bull run that we had these past couple of weeks, ETH going up, the whole market went up relatively well, and so it was good to see because, uh, people saw what the light at the end of the tunnel looked like, like a groundhog popping its head up. So, well, can I tell you, a year ago, so we just had NFT NYC. So June of last year was NFT NYC. It was 3:00 in the morning. I was at Club Tau with Solana Princess and these 2 devs, and we had a table, and we were literally talking about smart contracts and some of the things coming out on Solana. And all of a sudden, my KuCoin dinged for some limit order buys of ETH being bought for like just under $900. So in a year, doubled in value. Literally, turned $1,000 into $2,000. And it's one of those things so where, like, for those that are just entering the market, just coming in the last 6 months or something like that, 5 months, yeah, that might be one thing. I've been here for 11 years. And, I know you've been around for a few years. And so, but in what other market, and this wasn't a pump, this was a steady increase of adoption over the last year, doubled in value. Where else in the world can that happen without it being like some sort of scheme? And so we see, I think we see the long-term play here is participation and, like you sort of said, collecting, right? Yeah. Yes, I would agree with you. If it's not moving, if it's just stagnant, then you're right. There's no price action, So why would anyone want to do anything if there's no price action? Give and take, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You are 100% right. And it's not just that, but it's the energy of, whether it's, there's a lot of people winning or a lot of people losing. There's a lot of people together, you know. So yeah. Yep. Especially then with like Zen nights, and while we've been talking, I sort of finished showcasing, ins and outs of V3, getting in and out and readjusting a position. So one of the things that I think that really slows down transactions is transaction costs. Would you sort of agree that might sometimes be a hamper on doing business or just movement in a system? Or do you think that's paying the Pied Piper? What? Yeah, gas fees on whatever chain you're on. I think that can sometimes slow things down. I think that's why, like, I'm looking at Radium right now, on the Jumbotron, and they're showing the movement right now of how much volume is being traded, and it's going up, by the 100,000 every second, and these are AMMs, so people trading, not market makers trading to keep a price action. So literally, $700,000, $800,000 in trading volume is happening. Oh, jumped 2 million right away because there must have been a large trade, but it's moving so fast that, because transaction fees are so low, I would love to see Zen come to Solana and see what happens, there, yeah. I think so. I think that would be a utility, right? Uh, yeah. Well, we see sometimes how even bad art, it's the community that holds it together and what the project is standing for, right? So I think that might have something to do with what you can, you bring up financial NFT into the game that, could be someone's future. I think it brings a whole new dynamic to the game, because you're not really actually tied, banks in a way sort of separate people, because we don't talk about what's in your bank account. We don't talk about what's in my bank account. But in blockchain, if I really wanted to, I could go see if I knew your address, or if I knew, an NFT you held, right? So that's one of those things to where, um, uh, you know, this, it can be one of those things to where it's its own community in and of itself, as an add-on to whatever community you have, and I think that's one of the things, at Clopper, we really sort of push is not being a new community, but bringing more value to communities that are already there. Shout out to Oracle joining us. I see you. We're talking liquidity pools on the Jumbotron. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hope all is well on your end. Oracle, how are you doing tonight? Yeah, no, we've been going through LP pools on Moonbeam, how to enter and exit out of V2 liquidity pools, and then we went through V3 concentrated liquidity pools where you can have an uneven ratio staking with a position built by an NFT that sort of serves as your placeholder. And sort of showing what that can look like in different aspects, and then what in range and out of range gets in. How's your week been? GM. My week has been great. Eskimo's been talking. I don't know if you two know each other. Eskimo, meet Oracle. Oracle, meet Eskimo. Boom. So Oracle, I think I've seen you a lot in like a little bit in both the Hex and Zen community, if I remember right? You. Yeah, we were talking about that today, and how Moonbeam was sort of. We were watching Block Explorers today on what was going on, and all the batch minting that was going on in Moonbeam, both from Zen Torrent and Coin Tools. As Moonbeam is one of the last chains to have early adopter advantage. So we're sort of seeing some cool things there. I love being part of the Moonbeam family. And Zen friends are all around. Are you able to hit any Zen meetups lately? Okay. Nice. It's one of those things where, Moonbeam get like one of the things that Zen's really done a really good job on is expands people's horizon, I guess you could say, to multi-chain opportunities. Moonbeam, being the EVM version, stepping stone into Polkadot sort of opens the entire Polkadot ecosystem to people, but it also opens the entire Polkadot ecosystem to Moonbeam and to Zen as well. So some cool things there, Yeah. So, any questions that, about what we've been going over today so far? So I'm a Polkadot. I'm chain agnostic, but really big on Polkadot. And Moonbeam, I work for. I've held various roles for the largest DEX in Polkadot on Moonbeam, Stella Swap, and so it is. Yeah. And where it's an easy way to get for people to get Glimmer and be able to trade and bridge and to get into Zen, providing liquidity, on the 50-50 split, knowing that it's there for people to trade on. Been working with the team on whitelisting the token so it can be in concentrated liquidity so people can get some better price action. People can deposit into it. And so it's really cool to see, what we're doing on the back end. I used to, have a higher role in the company, but since I've sort of spread out in a way, I've taken on more of an ambassador role in leading the ambassador programs, is what they're sort of wanting, which is fun. Helping people teach about Polkadot ecosystem, EVM chains within Polkadot, but then I guess you could say the Degen plays within Stella Swap is always a fun thing. And seeing what Zen is doing on Moonbeam is always a blast. Did you participate in Zen Nights? So yeah, no. On Moonbeam, or ETH is ETH, but Glimmer is the gas. And so yeah, so are you looking to trade Glimmer for Moonbeam, or for Moonbeam Zen, or what are you trying to trade? What's I? Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so you're my understanding is you're bridging ETH from a different chain, from probably Ethereum, I'm assuming. Okay, so which bridge are you using? Oh, you're using bridge. Okay, yeah. So that's Wormhole. Um, one one of the main bridges that you can use also is multi-chain. And so that will multi-chain is another bridge that you can um, jump over from, and so you might have a better experience on the what you're because Wormhole does charge a higher fee, I guess you could say. Multi-chain allows for a little bit of an easier swap, um, because I don't know, they're a better router in my opinion. Coming over from ETH to let's see here. Oop, I'm gonna drop this in the chat, so you have. Oh, no, that's Radium. I was just going over the Radium decks, but this is multi-chain, so you can go from ETH to Moonbeam, and you'll see a really good turn there. And I'm actually going to be, just because let me see here, multi-chain. I'm gonna actually I just put the link for the bridge itself, but I'm also, just because I'm a security nut, and I tell people to always look at ways to double check things. I'm going to also, if I can find this thread, add in multi-chain's Twitter page, so you can sort of see a little bit more about them there, and go from that aspect. Yeah, so I worked for Stella Swap as the director of business development, and I worked, as their director of business development, investor relations, with getting new tokens on. And then I've moved over into more of a, just like I said, a ambassador role. So, yeah, no, definitely. It's one of those things that sort of helps sort of spread the word because there's a lot going on within Polkadot that's providing a lot of different options for people with with sort of getting rid of that bridging effect. So yeah. So well, thank you. Um, I've been in blockchain for 11 years. And I think the climate right now is just another cycle. And I don't think that, it's just another cycle. It's gonna, crypto comes and crypto goes in a way, but it's, as more technology moves forward. So I was just out here at NFT NYC, spoke on a late night side event panel on DeFi and what ownership sort of does. This is one of those things that, uh, as people become more and more educated within it, they understand they wanted to, as more education goes on, and understanding the power that it has, and that it's not just about dollars and cents. It's about information. It's about networks and better environments. Uh, you know, um, that education is going to turn more people onto it. So. the the little tokens and the big tokens and everything in between. So yeah. But yeah, no. I know Eskimo and I were just talking about some of the regulation stuff that was happening through the SEC and the recent trial hearing from Gary Gensler. Well, not trial per se, but the Senate hearing committee, where he was sort of not railroaded, but it was sort of handed to him that even though he's talking about people breaking rules, he's not making any rules for them to follow. And so, there's a narrative that's getting pushed that really pushes one aspect of, you're okay, you're not okay, but you're okay as long as you play by our rules. And so that's one of the things that we see a lot more of. Blockchain sort of brings that out to the forefront in a way, Two tokens that I would shill outside of Zen would be like Solana, Dot, Glimmer, and Stella. On top of that, I would say like Hedera and Cardano. Then as they have low price actions right now, there's a lot of movement for them to create good infrastructure. I'm really interested into seeing what Quai Chain does, as they're a new proof of work chain. Pulse Chain will be interesting to see what happens there. But I think that there's going to be a lot of price. There's a lot of room for price growth within Solana. So if we look at where tokens were at the top of last cycle and where they are right now, Solana was around $250, and right now it's at $20. Beginning of the year, it was at $9, and it dropped so much due to FTX. And so there was, people want to say that, Solana was in bed with FTX. FTX was in bed with everyone. That was one of the powers that FTX. So it's not that anyone walked away with their hands clean or their hands dirty, because FTX literally went to put itself everywhere for this. Yeah. Yeah, we we see a large piece of regulation coming out because of that. So it's one of those things to where, like you said, who knows what was behind it, but it's one of those things to where, it could have started with the good intentions, but it then slowly, those good intentions slowly went away. And so it's really interesting to see what, I don't know. I have my own feelings on it. I think that it was, a little bit of everyone sort of having their finger in the pie and wanted that. And, that did not pay off for everyone like they thought it would. So, definitely. I think she had, Eskimo is, yeah. I get to talk regulation and Degen stuff with her all the time, which is pretty amazing. We run this show daily. And this is actually a good time to run. a
Nice
good
to
time.
meet you.
I think she just was trying to say good talking to you too, but I think she disconnected, or she was reconnecting, so she just was coming in and out. This is a good time to sort of end the night. And so, Oracle, this is something I do around every night. And since you are here, this is your first time doing it, but I have done this for 246 episodes. Well, thank you. And we will see if I make it tomorrow. If we make it to 247, then you can congratulate me. But what we need from you is I need final words, final thoughts first. Final thoughts. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And then one of the things that we have to do is put you on the spot, 10 seconds, words of wisdom. Amazing. So we're going to end this episode with the same words of wisdom that we end every episode with. Closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning that no one knows you're looking for opportunity if you don't say anything, and you can never accept opportunity if you're not looking for it. And we end this like we end every night. So since this is your first night, I want you to know this is done 100% with love. This is how we end every episode, with the best joke on the face of the planet. Are you ready for the best joke on the face of the planet? Knock, knock.